Hi everyone. So today's video for me is I'm a bit reluctant to do this. I'm doing it because I like the transparency of it, and I wish more people would do this because I find it really valuable. And since I'm not competing with anybody here, we're all in this together. I think I feel good enough to share this. Just be careful because it's my work and I've done what I think evaluations on this or whatever research I've gathered. Please fact check everything. Don't take any of this as like actual numbers or anything like that. So that out of the way, a lot of these companies you're going to see are international stocks. So I use Interactive Brokers to purchase some of the ones that I have here. Others I haven't yet, but I can access, I think, all of them on Interactive Brokers. And there's a link in the description below for that. There's also demo videos here on the channel. Okay, without further ado, let me jump into I've actually got kind of two watch lists. I'll explain when I do the screen recorder here in a moment. I hope you enjoy. Please maybe don't share this too much. I know this is going on YouTube, so it makes no sense that it's course this is going to get shared, but fact check is what I want to say to preempt this video with please fact check everything. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, now first thing you're going to see there's like lots of different like formatting errors and like color coding going on and all sorts of random things. I'll try to explain it the best I can, but this is a working document. This is not something that is like ready to be published or anything like that. It's not supposed to be published. This is just for me, and I'm sharing it with you guys because, yeah, like I said, I think I should. Okay. So on the screen at the moment, we've got what I call my main watch list. I have two watch lists. This is the main one. And this has got like big cap companies. These are the ones I've studied over the years, and I've just found them interesting for whatever reason. Familiar names here, the Amazons, Facebooks, Alphabet's here, Alibaba's here, Etsy's here. And how it's easiest for me is I like to put the market cap in billions on the left-hand side. The ticker, the company, as you can see, the most recent price, which is just pulled from Google Finance, most of it. Some of them I have to put in manually. What I consider an interesting price. Now, an interesting price, load the boat price, and a fair value. A fair value is not, like I said, this is what the part where I have to be really careful is the fair values are somewhere in the past I've done some sort of calculation on what I think fair value probably is, or when I think it may be at its full value. Its full valued like stock price would be around that particular price, this fair value number. And interesting price is when it's a reminder for me to say, oh, look, you should go and do value this again. And if it gets to the load the boat price, like for example, Alibaba here, as you can see, it's at $83, and I think load the boat's at anything under 110. That's make sure you do your calculations correctly, and maybe you should invest in this business for whatever reason that I think fair value is about $200. Whether that's right or wrong is up to other people to decide, but this is how I've organized this watch list. I'm just scrolling through it now. You can see lots of different names here, companies that I've had in my portfolio or still have in my portfolio, companies that people think, this a price appreciation potential. This is like the distance away the stock price is at the moment to what I think fair value is. Like for example, Nvidia, it's nearly $300 a share, and I think its fair value is around about 175. So I'm saying it's 40% overvalued, whereas True Leaf Cannabis I think is more like 163%. Like that's its price appreciation potential. I think it's more likely worth about $15 a share. There's a few reasons why for that one, but anyway, I'm just showing you an example. And I do this with all the different businesses here. And I have this big long like watch list as I'm sort of scrolling through. This is not really that important, this list. This is just, it's quite long. It's just I put companies on here that something has intrigued me about it for whatever reason. Like here's a good example, BSP Financial in Australia. I don't know much about this business at all, except that I know that it pays about a crazy high 15% dividend or something like that when I last looked. And it's a Papua New Guinea bank. And I know the net interest margin spread is like phenomenally high because everyone they lend money to is considered high risk. It's very interesting sort of banking business there, but like I'm a long way away from understanding how that one works. Okay, So with the big one out of the way, let me move over to what I would call my more important watch list. This is where I have these are the companies here that you can see right now on the screen are I've studied them. I think they're of highest quality. I would love to invest in them. I haven't invested in all of them. I'm waiting for prices for a lot of them, but this is like my gold medal winners essentially of my on my watch list. And what I've done is I've looked at their debt levels. The red is just mean they've got quite a lot of debt. The yellow means they're pretty low debt, but they have some, and green means they practically have no debt. And red doesn't mean bad. Red just means be careful. This is really how we're looking at it. Return on capital, return on tangible equity, return on equity, return on invested capital, whatever you want to call it, depending on the business, they're all sort of falling in this range. I've got market cap over here. The reason some of them are in green is just they're the ones under $1 billion. And Judges is not pulling the data at the moment. I don't know why. That'll correct itself over the next few days, I'm sure. But there's the companies that I find really interesting. Same situation. I've got the recent price, interesting price, load the boat price, a fair value on these. And I check these quite often. My price appreciation potential on those. And then I've also got over a bit further, who is the person that is running this business? Like why, like the management is so important to me. I know I've studied nearly all of these people now, and yeah, I've just got all their names here. Is like, I can just look at this and go, oh yeah, I want to invest alongside Tom Gaynor. I definitely want to invest alongside Johan and Daniel at Technion. And I just have their names here because I like these particular people. I haven't quite filled out the insider ownership and the percentage reinvested. It's like, because these reinvestment rates are over here, if 100%, for example, at Topicus and Constellation Software, because 100% of their cash flow is getting reinvested at these rates, that's the higher the better is what I'm trying to see. So I haven't quite filled this in yet, but I'm just working on that at the moment. It's a bit of a work in progress, but like Technion, SDI Group, HireQuest, all 100% or more. And some of them a little less, like Kelly Partners Group pay a small dividend, and TerraVest do as well. Yeah, so not all the businesses have using all of the cash flow to get that full return on invested capital number. But then there's organic growth and things like that go along with this too. So it doesn't mean that I could expect this return, but for Constellation Software, yeah, I could probably expect 20 to 35% going forward. Well, possibly. All right. I have still haven't made it into the top section of my my watch list yet, my gold standard watch list. This would be my potentials, and I've got a little basket of them here. CSAM, Edilizia Acrobatica, Volex, Momentum Group, and HIFS, Hingham Institute for Savings. And yeah, I've got the people who are running them here as well. Still filling this in. Haven't quite put them up into my top tier for whatever reason. I'm just essentially doing a little bit more work on them, or wanting to watch them, but not quite thinking they're gold standard yet. And then I have another little list down a little bit lower. These ones here: Thor, Pool Corporation, Install Code, DuTrade, Daily Journal, Diploma, Dona Polska, DSW Capital, which are, I have a question about them that I haven't had answered yet in my own mind, or it could be I need to talk to management, or I need to talk to other people about it. So for example, for Thor, I don't really get the customer. I don't really understand who goes out and buys Thor, all the caravans and camper vans and all that stuff. I that's not me, and I don't really know anyone who's like this, so I don't really understand that industry at all. It sounds kind of like a nightmare to own one of these things. I don't know. I don't really get it. That's why I have a question mark on this one. Pool Corporation, I'm not quite comfortable with their runway. I don't know how their addressable market how big that could be, whether they can keep up what they've been able to do. Install Co, I have question marks over management. In DuTrade, I just haven't done enough research. Daily Journal, I don't know enough about Journal Technologies. And yeah, Dynapolska, I don't know about their runway as well. And yeah, I have question marks over some of these. So that's sort of like work in progress. These ones I've done a little bit more work in progress, so they're a little bit higher up on my list. But I have questions, for example, about Hingham's, about their banking has just got inherent leverage in them, for example, and I've still got to get more comfortable around that. And then back to my gold standard companies here at these prices here, this interesting price and load the boat price, I'd be looking to sell other things essentially to buy these companies if I could. HireQuest is getting close. That's something new for the list. And yeah, I hope this helps someone out there. Cross-reference it with your own watch list. Maybe there's a few new names on there that are of interest to you. Another reason why I'm sharing this, and I think it might be important, is because now you can see what I like and why I like them and the type of businesses I like. And maybe you have businesses in your portfolio or on your watch list that I would love, essentially. You've seen what I like and share it with me. I hope that this encourages more sharing is probably the big reason why I'm doing this video and giving away like work that I've been doing for years. So yeah, anyway, I hope that helped lots of people out there. Leave a comment if it did, and I will see you in the next video.